I went from 105 kilos in June, now down to, as of today, December 24, down to 95.4 kilos. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Andrew Hammer. Worked with hundreds of riders of races from around the world to get them race fit, race ready, and race lean as well. Going into this year, I've been doing Olympic lifting competitions. And so one of the things with Olympic lifting, which is a form of weightlifting, is they have weight categories. So generally, the lighter you can be and the heavier you can lift, the better the score that you're going to get. So if someone's, say, 90 kilos and they lift 100 kilos, in comparison to someone weighing 100 kilos and lifting 100 kilos, the person who's 90 kilos is going to win because they've got a better ratio of strength to body weight. So doing these competitions, I've done 3 of them in the last 6 or 7 months. And so I did a little experiment with myself. And one of the things that I wanted to test is, if I put on a whole heap of weight, would I actually get stronger? Would my numbers actually blow through the roof, and would I feel better by putting on weight? So I went from roughly 95 kilos and ate my way up to 105 kilos, which is the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And so that wasn't all pure muscle. No doubt there was a bit of body fat added there as well. So got to 105, and then I thought, all right, that's pretty heavy. My numbers had gone up to a certain level, which was great. Saw some PBs on different lifts, which was awesome. And I was like, okay, I'm sick of being this big, and to be honest, a little bit overweight for my standards anyway. So I was like, all right, I need to start dropping back then. So then from June, started dropping back down to making my way down to 95.4 where I am now. And so funny thing happened over that is my numbers actually stayed relatively the same from where I was back in June at 105 kilos. So the experiment was to see if gaining weight really did help me to get a lot stronger and move more weights. But what I found is that I've been able to hang on to a lot of that strength now, being nearly 10 kilos lighter. So explain to you what I did, and this is by no means everything, but these are the main things that I did to help me to get from 105 back down to 95 again. And losing weight is always hard, always tough. It's easier just to stay at the same body weight. Even gaining weight is quite tough. So I've got a few things here. So first thing I did is I swapped chocolate for fruit. I got into this bad habit of having chocolate as my carbs before I'd go and train. And so I was training 3 or 4 times a week, so I'd have these pieces of chocolate. And truthfully, sometimes that one little piece of chocolate wouldn't stay at one piece. It would climb from there because you have a little bit of chocolate, and then what do you want to do? You want to have more. So the first thing I did is I swapped chocolate for fruit. And so the reason that I did that is chocolate is very high in calories, obviously, because it's got sugar in it. However, it doesn't have any fiber in it. It doesn't fill you up. So when you have a piece of chocolate, even if it's only a small piece, you don't feel satisfied from that. You have that craving then to want to go and have more chocolate. So the great thing about fruit is fruit's much lower in calories, but it also has a lot of fiber in it and a lot of water. So by having the water and having the fiber, it helps to fill you up. So as a comparison, like a chocolate bar that's this long, like a 50-gram chocolate bar, is about 200 calories. To get 200 calories in from, I think it was nectarines, you'd have to have 4 or 5 nectarines to get those 200 calories in. Now, chances are you're probably not going to have 4 or 5 nectarines, but I would have 1 stick of chocolate, for example, or probably more, quite easily. So I was able to cut down a lot of my calories that way and be able to eat fruit instead, which filled me up a little bit longer and kept me satisfied for longer. So I wasn't eating as much food. That was the first thing I did. Next thing I did is I controlled my weekends. So I noticed that my weekends were getting a little bit out of hand. So what I would do is my Monday to Thursday would be really good. And then my Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was kind of like, in my head, I was kind of writing those off and just going, oh, yeah, I can eat whatever I want. And then, I've done the hard work all week, I've been training. And so what was happening is that's where I was putting on most of my weight and getting in most of my calories when I was trying to gain weight, is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I was going out for dinner or having chicken palmies all the time and having chips and getting takeaway foods and stuff like that. So gaining weight, that makes it easy. But when you're trying to lose weight, that makes it very hard. So what I had to do is I had to rein in and tighten up what was happening on the weekend. Because at the start when I was trying to lose weight, I wasn't losing weight. And that's because I was doing the hard work Monday to Thursday and then undoing all of that hard work on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So what I did is I cut that back to having 1 or 2 cheat meals over that Friday, Saturday, Sunday period. whether it was having Hungry Jacks, going out for dinner and having chips and stuff like that, or going to Sanchuro's and having a chocolate sundae, I cut that back to 1 or 2 times over the weekend rather than just going, oh, I'll write these 3 days off and then get back on track on Monday. So that helped me to cut down a lot of calories, and it allowed me to get to Monday and to be able to continue where I left off from the previous week, or to keep dropping weight. Whereas before, as I said, I was undoing that. During this time, I was training 4 times per week, 4 training sessions in the gym. Most of it was weight training and Olympic lifting training, because that's what I was doing the comps for. And a little bit of more recently, a little bit more cardio, so 20 minutes of interval work on the rower, 2 or 3 times a week. So that's how I tackled the training. The training sessions weren't very long; they're about an hour long. So it's not like I was doing anything crazy or doing stupid amounts of cardio. I was just doing weight training, most of it Olympic lifting, and then sprinkled in some intervals there for 20-minute workouts as well. Another thing, I'd make sure I brought plenty of food on the weekend, good quality food. So what I found is if I don't nail my food prep at the start of the week on the weekend and get some good quality food for the week, then the week gets started and I get stuck in the week and coaching and doing all the stuff that I'm doing and training and spending time with my partner, spending time with our 15-month-old, and the nutrition goes out the window. So if I get on track at the start of the week and I go and do shopping and buy heaps of good quality food, then I know I'm set for the week. And then when I need to eat during the week, then I've got the good food there. If I don't have the good food there, that's when I'm more likely to get off track and eat things that I shouldn't be eating. The other thing that I did is I just didn't have breakfast. So when I was trying to gain weight, I had to add in more calories. So I was having breakfast or getting up and having bacon and eggs and then having morning tea and then having lunch and then having dinner and having afternoon snacks. So what I had to do to try and lose the weight is I had to cut back the calories, cut back how much energy I was putting in. And so an easy way for me to do that was just to not have breakfast. Don't have breakfast and then have a bit of fruit for morning tea and then have lunch. So that was cutting out 200, 300, 400 calories right there every single morning, and it's really easy. It was really easy for me to do. Just don't have breakfast. So that was an easy one. The other thing that I did is I was having an iced coffee every morning. So I was having an iced latte with no sugar. So I tried to minimize the calories there. There's still probably a few hundred calories there just with the milk that I was having. But before I was having breakfast and that, so I just had that instead. And I was having that every morning, not for any weight loss benefits, just that I enjoy having an iced latte or having an iced coffee in the morning. So that's what I was doing. So there are a few of the things that I did to be able to get from 105 down to 95.4. And I did that over roughly a 6-month period. So if you average that out, it's probably half a kilo a week. Obviously, there was times there where I didn't lose weight over a specific week, or I slipped up with my nutrition for a little bit. But the main thing was just getting back on track. It's just recognizing I slipped up, I fucked up, and then getting back on target. Not letting one slip up turn into a week, turn into 2 months, turn into years. It was just about getting back on track straight away. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you'd like some help with dropping a little bit of weight, I'm looking for 16 riders that want to lose 16 kilos in 16 weeks going into the new year. So if this is you, we'll be using some of these strategies that I've gone through, plus a few extras. So if you'd like some help with this, you can apply to work with me by clicking on the link up here or down here. Otherwise, hopefully you found this video helpful, and I look forward to chatting to you guys soon. See ya.